Welcome to New Life Live, the premier place to receive free advice from Christian psychologists and counselors for the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual challenges you face. Since 1988, we've offered compassionate responses that combine God's truth with proven psychological principles to guide you toward healing. Our phone lines are open. Call us now at 1-800-229-3000.
What are we going to talk about today on New Life Live? Well, that's kind of up to you. Thanks for joining us today. Us being me, Brian Perez, licensed marriage and family therapist J.J. West, and the queen of color, clinical psychologist Dr. Jill Hubbard. It's always a treat when these two are together. And Jill, how do you want to start today's program?
Hello.
Well, that's a great way to start.
Yes, hello, everyone. I wanted to talk a little bit about self-talk.
Self-talk.
Self-talk and how it can help with anxiety, depression, and that it promotes health. And so if you find that you talk to yourself, you are not crazy. Not necessarily. Some people are, yes, but most people are not, and that it's actually a good thing. And research has shown that if you talk to yourself, it can increase healthy living, as long as it's the right kind of self-talk.
Right.
Years ago, I read, like way back when I was in college, I read Dave Stoops' book that was entitled Self-Talk. And now, years later, it's been, retitled. I think it's You Are What You Think, something like that. Mm-hmm. So the idea of being able to kind of step back, have some observing ego, so being able to look at oneself a little more objectively is really helpful. Now, there's a difference between being able to be kind of non-judgmentally observing and having negative self-talk. We all know negative self-talk is not helpful. It tears you down. It becomes self-fulfilling prophecy and not a good thing. So, but we're prone to do that. We're all prone to do that. So if you find yourself stuck in negative self-talk, which actually increases anxiety, increases depression, can you kind of play devil's advocate with yourself and take that step back and say, okay, well, this may be true, but what if it's not true? What other options might there be? Or, I haven't figured it out yet, adding sometimes a little word to say that you're still in process and you're still growing. So sometimes when we can talk to ourselves and we can take that step back, it creates, we can reassure ourselves. We can be our own self-soother in whatever we're going through. So years ago, about a decade ago, I had a sister-in-law that lived with me. And I would hear her talking all the time. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm finally like, who are you talking to? And she said, I'm talking to myself. So she would talk actually out loud to herself. And ironically, I saw an article recently in Psychology Today that talks about talking out loud and how the benefits of actually doing that for oneself. And some of the benefits are that it helps us learn. It gives us guidance and helps us not feel alone. It allows for processing and practice. We learn through repetition and repeating things, so talking out loud. It improves performance, memory, and mood. Helps us to grieve. It monitors our self-talk when we hear ourselves saying things. And it gives us the space to do all of that. So there's some real benefits to talking to oneself, even if you think you look a little crazy. Go for it.
Well, nowadays, people use Bluetooth in their car or something.
And we all look like we're talking to ourselves.
So, nobody's going to say anything.
They'll fit right in.
Yeah, it's perfect. Now, I've always heard it said, there's nothing wrong with talking to yourself unless you're answering yourself as well. What would you say about that?
Well,
then we might have issues.
We got to practice talking to ourselves instead of listening to ourselves. I totally agree.
Yes.
Totally agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, great opening conversation from Dr. Jill Hubbard on today's New Life Live, and we're going to get to the phone calls in just a little bit. We've got lots of great questions on the board. We can't wait to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for watching on Facebook and YouTube, and make sure you tell your friends about us. Even right now, you can send this link to them, and they can watch right now here on New Life Live. We'll be right back with your calls.
We've been married 33 years. We attended the Intimacy and Marriage Workshop. Even though we've read books, or attended a few other marriage weekends, this was certainly different and a lot more intensive than initially that we thought.
When you come to intimacy in marriage, you're going to be immersed into a 3-day process.
Was not really sure exactly what to expect, but the idea of learning to really understand intimacy was intriguing. We had been in the same patterns of struggle over and over again.
If you've thought, I don't think we can ever change, we're just in this rut and we can't get out, the Intimacy in Marriage Workshop can help you get out of the rut.
The Intimacy in Marriage Weekend is July 25th to the 27th in Washington, D.C. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the discount code NLL to save $50. 1-800-639-5433.
I would highly recommend it.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And let's go right to the phone calls. Here is Lynn, who is a first-time caller from Springfield, Missouri. Hi there, Lynn. Welcome to New Life Live. How did you find out about us?
Well, I was watching In Touch or listening to the In Touch Ministries in my car, and this program came up next. And there was a lady that was talking about her husband and narcissism and that kind of thing. And I've been battling something for 38 years. And then, as I've been listening, the actual opening conversation was about self-talk and talking to yourself, not listening to yourself. And I am convicted about that really bad. So.
Yeah, not listening to your negative self-talk.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I've spent 38 years in a I don't want to say it's a loveless marriage, but my partner, my husband, never has known how to be intimate or have conversations. He doesn't talk. I mean, he just doesn't speak. He doesn't talk. And he was never taught how to have conversation and how to have those intimate conversations or even a relationship with people. And it has spiraled me into just terrible anxiety, terrible depression, suicidal thoughts and acts, and tons of medications for it. And I finally decided last year to got my kids out of the house, and I left. And I was guilted by church and family that divorce is wrong, that you're not giving it all to God, that you got to change you. And in a way, some way, I am absolutely, they're right, and it has helped me. I got into a program that did help me learn. I had to learn how to be kind all over again and how to be gentle all over again, and some of the things that I've lost.
So you haven't liked who you've become.
And I don't like who I've become.
Yeah.
And over this last year, I did go back to him. I left for a period of time. I broke my hip, and had to rely on family members for help getting that done. And then, and this is after I went back to him in January, I found out that I had cancer and had to have some surgery for that. And I am 4 weeks out from having open heart surgery.
Oh, wow.
And so I've had various medical issues that have caused some mental breakdowns. And he's more than willing to show up for the people in my life to see that he's there. But he's not been there for me in any way at all. And
wow.
So he's there, Lynn, are you saying he's there physically, but he's not there emotionally at all for you?
Or he's only there when other people are there?
Exactly. All of the above.
Okay.
Okay.
And I know he loves me. And there are little things that I've asked him to do as I've been in some, it's not therapy, it's just Christian programs helping me learn how to read the Bible and how to find what I need, how to go to God, how to be faithful to that, building my character back again, finding out who I am in God.
Yeah.
And He's doing things for me because I ask him to, but emotionally, he's just not there. Intimacy out the window.
Yeah.
Years and years.
When you address these issues with your husband, does he agree with you that yes, you're right, these things need to change, and just never follows through, or does he argue with you? No, you're asking too much. I shouldn't have to share with you, talk with you, build intimacy.
Or
be
is
kind,
he a deer
show
in
up.
headlights?
Mm-hmm. He is deer in headlights. He is. It's all your problem. You started it. It's all your fault. You're the one that did this.
Wow.
You started it.
All
How?
I get those statements, but I don't get explanation or anything else from that.
Okay. So he says it's your fault, you started it, but never tells you what it is that you did or didn't do that started it?
Right. He does not want, it's like being trapped into a conversation that he is not going to be trapped into. And he will physically remove himself from wherever we're at, whatever we're doing.
Yes. He's a
It's
highly
avoiding
skilled
at all
avoider.
costs. There is no eye contact. It's dismissing it. It's avoiding it. It's he's out mentally. He's not there.
Yeah. JJ, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wish that he could see the value in starting to address some of his family of origin, like you said. So he was never taught how to do relationship. So he probably grew up in a home that was very either dismissive or just absent. Parents just weren't around or didn't show any care or concern for what was going on for him. And that's a wound that's formed on his heart. And instead of viewing it as a defect, if he can view it as a wound that he could actually experience healing and learn. Yes, he's starting off with a deficit, but he could learn how to have intimate relationships. He probably actually desires that, just is completely clueless on how to get there. And so that deer in the headlight look with, I don't know what you want, and because there's something you're wanting from me that I don't know what it is, my safest bet is to escape, is to get away from you, so that at the very least, I don't have to see you being disappointed in me, that I can't provide whatever it is that you want. Even some of the blame shifting, it's all your fault, can as well be that same MO of it. I don't know how to change this. I don't know how to fix this. And so I got to make it somebody else's fault. But if he ever could get to a place where he saw that it's a wound and he could actually experience healing, boy, he'd be a perfect candidate for the Intimacy and Marriage Workshop.
Well,
because
JJ,
then, go ahead.
I'm even thinking your first talk that you give Friday night would be so awesome for him. To hear about the woundedness.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because he could then see, oh, this isn't that I'm, just completely broken. It's that there's a wound that is now fueling the way I do relationships. But it is just that it's a wound that God can heal me, and I can start to learn to be a secure connector, what it looks like to have authentic relationship with someone.
Well, and I would imagine, people who have never learned, and so they use avoidance. It's like the words that you're saying, Lynn, he doesn't even know what the words actually mean. And a lot of times we women, we talk in more, feeling language. And someone like him, he doesn't even get the words. So it's easier, like you were saying, JJ, to just, shift it onto you, Lynn, and make you feel like you're too much, you're too emotional, you're too sensitive. None of those things are true. Yeah. He is just lacking in these areas for lack of education, really.
Yeah.
Do you think Created for Connection might be a good book to send to Lynn?
I think Created for Connection would be a great, either that or How We Love, either one of those would be a terrific resource for her. And especially if she could just say, hey, husband, would you be willing to read this with me? And that would be a great then precursor to possibly going to the Intimacy and Marriage Workshop.
Yep. There's an Intimacy and Marriage Workshop that begins today. But there's another one coming up in Dallas in October. So you can find out all about that at newlife.com or by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Lynn will give you all that information right now on the phone as well. Thank you so much for finding us. We're so grateful to Dr. Charles Stanley's ministry because you were listening to him on the radio. We came on right afterwards, and we're so glad that you called in today. And we're hoping that what Dr. Jill and JJ offered to you are going to help you and your husband. Now let's take another call. This is in Montreal, Canada. Mark, listening on Sirius XM. And Mark, is your sister there with you too?
Oh, yes, she's here.
Oh, well, hi to both of you. 2 for the price of 1 today.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, so how can we help you?
So my sister, she has she was born with sickle cell anemia. And it's a disease that affects the skeleton, the human skeleton, and a lot of other areas in the body. Okay, and she has. It's difficult for her to take care of herself because of this disease. Mm-hmm. She had a son, and the judge ordered that the son be taken away from her, because she can't even take care of herself properly because of this disease. And she feels that it was wrong for our biological cousin to adopt our son. And she's used her son as a weapon against her to get what she wants from her. And she's also an emotional bully. So she suffered a lot of trauma. She has a lot of anger build up in her, and aggression and rage, and she speaks a lot of things that comes out of her mouth. She thinks it's a joke, but she doesn't really see how the devil uses these things to impact her life. And her sickness is she has sickle cell and other things that's wrong with her, and it doesn't seem like it's getting better.
Okay.
I was wondering if there's anything that you can do to give her words of encouragement or something that can help her see the effects of the things that she says and her emotions, help to deal with the trauma of all these things.
Wow. Well, Mark, she's really been through...
I'm going to give you to my sister.
Okay.
I'm going to give you...
What's her first name?
Hi, sister.
Hi.
Hi.
It's Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Deborah, you have been through so much. And so much hurt. I mean, first of all, to have this kind of life-altering illness, but to have your son taken away from you, I can't think of anything more hurtful for a mother. And that no matter your sickness, there's a love one has for their child. It sounds like you are in a position in your life where you feel like you don't have a lot of power. People have made a lot of decisions for you and have kind of determined the course of your life. And sometimes when we feel powerless, right, we're always trying to find where we can, have a say and to be heard in our pain. And so instead of just shutting down like some people do, you are speaking out. And I'm wondering if all of the harsh words and the things that you say are out of that pain that you feel and that feeling of powerless and not having a say-so in the decisions in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just...
There's times I block out.
Yeah.
I just block out, and it's like I enter into another dimension. Another world.
You blank out because you're so angry?
No, I just blank out.
Okay. And that's when you say these things?
I don't know what happens.
I think what she means is sometimes she just dazes out.
Yes.
I just end up in another world. To me, it feels like another world. You don't feel like the physical. It just feels another dimension.
At times you dissociate. As a way of protecting yourself from all the pain.
Yeah.
Right? It's something we all do to varying degrees, right?
Right.
But people who have had a lot of hurt and trauma tend to utilize it more as a way of escaping what feels intolerable.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to build on that, Jill, that whole idea of when I feel powerless,
So I'm using words, but also when I'm feeling powerless, I want to power up. And anger is a very powerful emotion. So often we'll go to anger as a way to power up. But one of the things we can do is to learn that there are other very powerful emotions like love,
But there are
like
times
compassion.
I don't feel emotions. I don't
Sure.
feel
we don't-
emotions.
yeah.
I don't feel. It just feels blank. There's no feelings.
Right, which is
Feel
what
that.
Jill was talking
Right,
about.
when
about
the emotions
dissociation.
are too intense for you to handle, that's
Right.
your body just protecting you, your mind
So
protecting you.
At the very least, I would say it's going to be helpful, Deborah, for you to do some individual work in
With
learning to trust your emotions and learning to trust that God is with you when you are experiencing intense emotions that you want to shut down from.
We have a great resource available for purchase in the newlife.com store. It's called Healing is a Choice. We also have a
Trust is another good one.
Trust is another good one. These are all on the newlife.com store, and we have an online course that begins early September called Healing is a Choice. We'll tell you all about this when we come back here on New Life Live.
I was stuck. I was so stuck. 27 years married. My husband addicted to pornography for the majority of our marriage. I was very isolated and didn't really know which way to turn.
If you've been affected by betrayal, an emotional or physical affair, or pornography, Restore Intensive will equip you with support and tools to help you through.
When two people want to do their part, we can be restored. But if they don't, we can still be restored. We are not stuck because someone else made a decision. That God lets us weigh in on how we want to walk out our life. Our wellness does not hinge on another person's decision.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Washington, D.C. November 7th to the 9th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the discount code NLL to save $50.
You guys helped me figure out what was going on.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. Club New Life changes lives.
You guys came along into my life in 2022. That was a really, really difficult year of my life.
You can help New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people by joining Club New Life today.
I began to really process a lot of things that I've needed to for a long time, and y'all were a very big part of that.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
I came out of it having never experienced anything like that, and y'all were there.
Join today and help continue the message of hope to a troubled world.
I knew I had to keep going, and I joined Club New Life, and y'all have been the resource that has now been a light for my wife and I.
Go to newlife.com/CNL, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places.
Keep doing what you do because it makes a difference.
newlife.com/CNL. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Brian Perez here with Dr. Jill Hubbard and JJ West. And yeah, we've got 3 new online courses beginning the first week of September. Lose It for Life, Take Your Life Back, and the one we were just talking about to our previous caller, Healing is a Choice. We can't always control what happens to us, but we can choose how we respond. In this course, you'll be guided step by step through 12 powerful weeks of insight, scripture, and support. Whether your wounds come from loss, betrayal, trauma, or disappointment, this course will help you begin again with God and with yourself. You can't change the past, but you can choose to heal. Get all the details about this at newlife.com.
What's
or
it
call.
Called again?
Healing is a Choice.
Oh, okay.
Just like the book, yeah.
Okay.
It's one of 3 new online courses that we're offering this fall. The other 2 are Lose It for Life and Take Your Life Back. Details about all these are at newlife.com. Let's now go to Coleman in Wilmington, North Carolina, who was willing to call us today. And he's listening on Sirius XM, just like our previous callers, Mark and Deborah in Montreal. But Coleman, thank you for calling. How can we help you today?
Yes, I've been going through this situation for about almost 15 to 14 years now. I'm married to my wife. I'm married to my wife. At the beginning of our relationship, it was like off and on. She always used to accuse me of cheating all the time, and I try to be transparent as much as possible, from the emails to the phones to the bank accounts. And every time I give her everything, it's like she either put her own passcode in so I can't get back in it, or she'll wipe the money out the bank account. So I need to just tell you everything. So about 2 years ago, I've been accused for like 13, 14 years. So about 3 years ago almost, we separated for about 2 or 3 months. And I went out with a friend, which was a female. Nothing else happened. I just went out with her. I guess it was a breath of fresh air, but somebody's not fighting with me or arguing with me all the time. And I apologized to my wife, and I repent, because I stay in the Bible as much as possible, and I pray as much as possible. But between us going back and forth and the arguments and the fights and everything else, and unfortunately we have 2 kids that's involved, and I'm like on the brink of like really separating all together.
So this female friend you went out with, that has nothing to do with the reason you're thinking about separating or whatever?
Oh, not at all. It happened 3 years ago. It was just a friend. We went out one time, went to the movies, no physical touch, no nothing like that. It was just, I just got tired of being treated like crap, and I guess and to be honest with you, I guess she say some words that it was no emotional words. It's just a word of a fresher breath of air,
Yeah, like affirmation.
Yeah. Coleman, do you have any history of cheating prior to marriage?
No, actually, I've been married twice before. I've been married when I was younger.
Okay.
And then in my 30s, and both of my wives, they left me because they said I was too good, and they didn't want to cheat on me.
So both your wives left you? So is this your third marriage?
This is my third marriage. They left me because they seen the goodness in me, and they didn't want to hurt me.
Okay.
So they like, well, we're gonna leave because before we do something wrong, we just don't want to be involved. We don't want to hurt you. And I mean, I really never had no problem. I was fortunate to grow up.
Why didn't they want to be with a good guy?
Yeah.
Isn't that what
why would they leave you because you're too good? That's kind of like what every woman wants, someone good.
Well, listen, my first wife, we was young. We was like 18, 19 years old. And we didn't know what direction we was going in. And my second wife that I had didn't last long. I think I just turned 30, and she was like 21. She was like 9 years younger than me.
Okay.
So that wasn't a great.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's like in a different generation.
Really. There's a tradition here. There's a repetition here, Coleman, that you repeatedly choose women who aren't right for you.
I know my family tell me that all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And have you ever done any work in investigating why that is? Do you view yourself as not worthy of a woman that would be good for you?
I don't know. I mean, I always have like the servant spirit. Like right now, I did engineering at the beginning of my middle, because I'm 50 now, but it didn't fill me, so I got into the health field because I like helping people. So I don't know if it has something. I don't know. I can't tell you. I just got my heart might be different. I don't know. I can't tell you.
Do you find that you rescue women?
That might be.
You find women that need rescuing?
I don't really know they need rescuing till later on in relationships. I ended the relationship, I guess. But every female I've been with, which is kind of a.
I think we're losing you, Coleman. Did you move? Are you there? Oh, yeah. I think we're losing the connection here. What were you going to say, Jill?
Well, one of the things I'm also wondering, because the third marriage, and we've got to go to a break, but he's been in the longest. But yes. I'm wondering about wife's background. If this is his third marriage, how many marriages has she had? How many people have actually cheated on her?
Right.
What about her own father?
Is she cheating and she's projecting onto him?
Yes. Yeah. So when there's that much accusation with no substance to back it up, you got to really look at her history and her woundedness and her lack of trust and fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we'll try to come back to Coleman when we come back from the break here on New Life Live, and we've got some other calls on the board that we want to get to before the program ends. Hey, thank you all for listening today. Thank you for calling in too and trusting us with the questions that you have about the struggles that you're having in life, your addictions. Give us a call here on New Life when we're here doing the program.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found Life Recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 Steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 Steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Do you need help for life's hard situations?
My husband recently said he wanted a divorce.
I'm confused on what I should do.
I have an eating disorder.
New Life Live answers your questions on relationships, grief, addiction, trauma, anxiety, and much more, all from a biblical perspective with our panel of professional counselors and psychologists.
I learn a lot from your program.
You help so many people.
I appreciate your ministry.
Whether you listen or watch, there are so many ways to connect with us to ask our panel of counselors a question. Call us Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at 1-800-229-3000 to ask your question on New Life Live. Or go to newlife.com/radio for other ways to get your question answered.
I'm trying to find help.
I just want to know how to set boundaries.
If it's a sin, what am I supposed to do?
Need a therapist or a coach, a resource, or an intensive? Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And let's try to go back to Coleman in North Carolina. Coleman, better connection now?
Yeah, I hear you. I was kind of listening to what you were saying. Yes, she does have a past because I think what she was telling me, her father cheated on her mother.
Mm-hmm. That would make a lot of sense. Why she's so fearful.
Why she's so sensitive,
Right, and she does not have a secure attachment. She feels very anxious all the time. And even probably your attempts to reassure her don't really help. So especially if you're just defending yourself and trying to get her to realize what a good guy you are, you're kind of missing the point. It's really about her hurt. And if you can kind of empathize with what she went through and how sorry you are that she had to grow up that way with a dad that wasn't trustworthy at all and how awful that must have been. And sweetheart, tell me more about what that was like for you. And lean into her and being there for her and trying to see it through her eyes instead of debating any of the facts, because this isn't really about the facts. And when someone has such a over-the-top reaction to what's happening currently, you know that it's historical.
And something tells me, Coleman, that if you're a good guy, you'll be able to come alongside her and help her with this.
But
yeah. You know, and Jill had a suggestion during the break that I kind of poo-pooed for a second because I didn't think that your wife would be necessarily open to the idea of maybe going to the intimacy and marriage workshop, but hearing the backstory that this is her wound, I think actually it would be really beneficial because it's that wound, her wound is getting in the way, as well as your own wound is getting in the way of you guys having effective connection in the present. Yeah. And so going through the intimacy marriage workshop could actually help you guys identify those wounds and then start to be agents of healing for each other so that you could have much more effective connection in the present and the future.
We went through a lot of counseling over the years, and everything just goes back to my fault. Like, and her biggest thing is that I'm not good enough. I don't do this. I don't do that.
Okay.
Then she goes back to the guys that she used to date. I mean, I got a pretty decent career, but I'm not a rich guy. I'm like, you know, I make pretty decent money, but she always go back to the guys she used to date.
Yeah.
Me, so I don't.
Coleman, I think it's really common for couples to get caught up in the content of things, accusations and things that get slanged and trying to debate those. That's not really where the problem is. It's deeper than that. And so again, you know, leaning in and talking with her about how she feels and what she needs from you. It's not about how much or how little you do, but what's the felt need she has that you're not hearing. And a lot of times we women, we criticize about little things when we're feeling disconnected. And so she needs to really feel like you're emotionally there and by her side, that she's not alone, that she's safe, and that you really want to know her. And so one of the things by you, I know you've done a lot of counseling. I promise you this weekend is different. We always say it's like worth 6 months of counseling, and it's really a good springboard and education to then doing future work. So if you could recommend to her going, or even sign the two of you up as a way of saying, you know, I really want to draw closer to you. I want to know you. I want to understand what I've been missing. I think that would speak volumes.
There's an intimacy and marriage intensive that begins today in Washington, D.C., but there's another one. We have these all the time. Dallas, Texas, October 17th. You can get all the details at newlife.com or by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We'll give you the details right now that you're on hold, Coleman.
And let's send How We Love?
Sure.
Yes.
Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, Coleman.
So they can get a jump start.
Yep. Stay on the phone. Thanks for calling in today here on New Life Live. And we go now to Raleigh, North Carolina. Here is Laura, who's also listening on Sirius XM Channel 131. Lots of calls from Channel 131 today. Thank you, Laura, for calling.
Sure. Thanks for taking my call. So I guess to give you a little bit of a backdrop, I've been widowed now for 8.5 years. I've moved 5 years ago to this state. And in the last 4 to 5 years, I've been working intensely at healing a lot of wounds and a lot of issues with rejection and that sort of thing. So poor relationships, which many of those people are no longer in my life because they've gone on to heaven, and those things have kind of resolved themselves. But I have a lifelong girlfriend, and we met in 7th grade. We were friends through high school. We were in each other's weddings. She went off with her husband's Navy career, and I heard very little from her over those years. Most of the years, the only thing I heard was a yearly Christmas newsletter, which sometimes was written by a third person with a dog, and everything was absolutely perfect, and their lives were stellar and wonderful and all of that. And then after 27.5 years, she divorced and came back home and lived with her parents. And I saw her off and on, not really that much at all. In years, I would say about seven years ago maybe, after my husband died, her mom was dying of thyroid cancer. So her mom had asked if I would come over and stay with her during the day and kind of help out.
Okay.
And I did that for a couple weeks, but I could not tolerate it. And I've suffered migraines for 19, 20 years, and the stress and strain from just the power and the control, some from her mother, but a lot from her, just threw me into a tizzy. I had a severe migraine and a meltdown that weekend, and I had to tell her. I just simply said to her that I'm not in a good place to help you with your mom. I thought that I could deal with someone dying right now, but I can't. And I lost my father, my husband, and my sister all within 4 months between my father and husband, 6 months between my husband and sister.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And one of our dogs died with my husband. And, so lots of loss there. And
so what can we help you with today? What's the main question?
What I need help with is that she has, over the last couple of years, and she's come to help me a couple of times, and it seems like it's, been a nice gesture and that sort of thing. But in the last couple of years, it's become obsessive of getting these memes. And here, one particular, "Dear Bestie, I need you to hear this. You mean the world to me. I'm so grateful for your presence in my life. You make me smile every day. You bring me joy and happiness. You're not just important, but irreplaceable. I love you. Never forget that." Well, this came to me within the last several months. In February, my daughter was moving from Alabama. She flew out with me to help me drive back with my grandbabies. They were 3 and a couple months and about a year and a half, 2 little toddlers. And she had a very different attitude and behavior. She walked out of the house twice and left my babies by themselves while we were all busy doing things, and their house was being packed out.
Wow.
So, Laura,
Okay.
can I interrupt here? It
Yes,
sounds
please.
like, okay, we have different types of friends, and the historical ones, the childhood friends that we've grown up with, they hold a special place in our hearts. But as life goes on and there are different circumstances, people do change over time, and the life circumstances also impact us. And so it sounds like what I'm hearing you say is that you guys have this strong attachment to each other from early on, but you're having a harder time being as close to her as she's trying to grab hold of with you. Like her view of the relationship.
It's not my attachment to her, it's hers to mine.
Yes.
She's very jealous. She's been very rude, disrespectful to 2 of my other very good friends.
Do you feel like it's becoming obsessive or something?
Oh, I am, very much so. So when I did not speak to her after I came back, she let my grandbabies eat dirt and brought them in the house and made a comment about when I saw the dirt in their mouth and all over their hands. She's very lucky that my daughter and her husband were very gracious, because they could have really been very upset about that.
Laura, can I ask a question?
JJ, go ahead. What's your question?
Sir.
Laura, so it's obviously it sounds as though you no longer want this friend in your life, and rightly so. There's lots of things that she's done that have been just
flags.
wrong. So when you've tried to cut her out of your life, when you've tried to say, no, I'm no longer interested in meeting with you, getting together with you, whatever, is she just ignoring what you're saying? And she's
ignoring everything. And then over my birthday, which was yesterday, and her birthday was on the 19th, she sent me all of these lovely greetings for my birthday and sang to me and how I'm so loved and all this other stuff.
But she's not showing it by her actions. Yeah. And so, you may have to be very emphatic with her. And if she still won't acknowledge what you're saying, you may actually have to get law enforcement involved. I hope it doesn't come to that, but there may need to be some sort of restraining order if she continues to force herself into your life in ways that you don't want.
Wow. Okay, we'll continue the conversation when we come back here on New Life Live. Got to take a break. Hang on.
For over 35 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addiction, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
I found a counselor through New Life Ministries, and it's just been outstanding.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first steps toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door for a better tomorrow.
To get someone that's competent, that's good at what they do, it's been like day and night compared to what I've had before.
Call 1-800-639-5433. Club New Life changes lives.
I think I go way back to listening to New Life, learning so much from it, and then becoming a Club New Life member.
Club New Life is a monthly giving family that helps New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people.
I'm so thankful because why I keep giving? Because I keep learning, and I'm so thankful for all the lives that you touch every day and the people's lives. So when I get to still hear the radio show, it's just so encouraging to my heart.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
And you know one reason I give? Because I feel like sometimes I'm hiding behind a counselor's couch, listening to all this great information, not paying. So my guilt of this great advice is alleviated by being a Club New Life member.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. And together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And JJ West, I think you had a comment for Laura before the break interrupted us.
Yeah. So Laura, I just want to be clear here. One of the reasons why I was saying, well, maybe you need to get law enforcement involved is that what I'm hearing over and over throughout your description, it sounds like you're saying this woman is just thrusting herself into my life and I can't do anything about it. And I want to kind of blow up that that idea because I think it's a lie that you're believing in, that somehow because she's been a part of my life for so long, I'm not allowed to put boundaries or restraints on her. And that's just simply not true. Now, it doesn't mean you have to throw the whole relationship away. That you've known each other for a very long time. So she can have a role in your life as long as she respects the boundaries that you put in place. Like, no, I'm not going to invite you over to every event that we do. No, I'm not going to ever have you involved in child care for my grandchildren, right? But there may be some things that you could do. Maybe you could stand getting together with her once a month or every couple of months or something like that, or talking on the phone every once in a while. But you're going to put some restraints in place, and you're either going to ask her, please don't keep sending me these memes and these songs and these whatever, or you're going to stop responding to them if you have been, as a way to communicate this isn't something that benefits me or value or that I value in our relationship.
Well, and sometimes you have to have a conversation, like you're saying, JJ, with a friend that says,
Yes.
I love you because of our long-standing history, but I'm finding that perhaps over the years we've grown differently. And I think our need for closeness is different than each other. And I am not needing the same amount of contact that you seem to be wanting from me. And it puts me in a position of feeling uncomfortable because I love you. But I think that's not the type of friendship I'm wanting at this point. I would like something where, like you were saying, JJ, we get together periodically. But, or just even asking her, it seems like she's coming on a little bit strong with all of her love and care. And what is going on with her? What's underneath that? What is she wanting? And can you talk about your relationship and about what each person wants or doesn't want? See if she can go there.
Yeah. Would boundaries be a good book?
Laura,
go ahead.
Yeah, I think boundaries would be a great resource. Laura, were you able to tell her your concerns about the way she did not care for the grandchildren? And if so, did she acknowledge that she did not do what you expected her to do?
Well, she did have comments to me when we got near my home. She tried to explain why. And one of her explanations in not watching them was that she felt that my son-in-law was standing there looking at his phone, which he works from home. And he's also, orchestrating this whole packing out of the house. And
so
she
she
told
made
me that the
excuses,
reason why,
is what you're saying.
Yeah, she said why she wasn't watching them was because she wasn't going to watch them when he was standing there doing nothing.
Okay, gotcha. So it's blame shifting, it's making excuses. Okay, so it's going to be really important that you're very clear that you may have to have multiple conversations, but you at least have one conversation, just like Jill talked about, where you lay out very clearly, here's what I'm looking for from our relationship. And if you need something more than that, then you're going to have to find it in other relationships because I'm not able to provide that for you.
All right, Laura, stay on the phone and we'll send you a copy of Boundaries just for calling in today. Here is Kelly, living in Allentown, Pennsylvania, listening on WBYN. Welcome to New Life Live.
Hi.
Hello, how can we help you today?
Hi, thank you for taking my call. My question is regarding my son. He's been in a very long marriage, most of which I just found out was there was adultery involved on
his part or hers?
Her part.
Okay.
On her part. It really was long-standing, and he admits that he was into porn, and he worked on that a lot. He went to different groups and was in counseling, and she supposedly was in counseling, and they had a hard time having counseling together because they could never find a time to go there. But anyway, it's at the point now where he has decided that he can't do it any longer. He just most recently found her and her lover together.
Oh, wow.
And so, anyway, I'm just the mom, but I feel very broken, and apparently her side of the family knew all about these two different lives, but my side of the family did not. At least my husband and I did not. And so I'm just wondering, are there resources for men who are cheated on, and is that just like, there's a lot of stuff for women, but what about when the man is the one who's been deceived?
JJ, do you know of anything?
Yeah, it's unfortunately there aren't a lot of resources specific for men who've been the victims of betrayal. You're absolutely right. There's a lot out there for women who've been betrayed, but not as much for men who have been betrayed. What I would encourage him to do is to pick up some of the material is written into more of a generic audience, and just when he gets to the places where it says when your husband did blank, he's just going to have to transpose and put when your wife did blank, here's what you went through. Okay. And so he's going to have to filter through that, but it's going to be important for him to be doing some individual work on his own betrayal, what he experienced as the betrayed partner, because it's going to be important for him moving forward in any relationship in terms of being able to establish trust, because trust was shattered for him, and it's going to be important for him to do the work of rebuilding.
Yeah. JJ, Jill?
Yeah, Kelly, I'm sorry that you're just finding out, and so much pain for your son. They both have done individual work, so I hope the son is also looking at his issues with pornography. That is a reason for his wife to have affairs, but they both have their sexual addiction acting out that's happening, that's keeping them from being able to be faithful and intimate with each other. And so I think your son needs to continue in that. I think, coming alongside of him and supporting him emotionally as best you can. I know there's a book called Surviving an Affair. It's not one we carry. Might be one that you want to check out for him. And then, JJ, what do you think about Intimate Deception?
Yeah,
Sherry's book.
I think
could that be helpful for him?
It could be. Yeah, it could be.
Okay. But then he also has the pornography issues, so Every Man's Battle is also a good one.
Yeah, we have lots of resources on our website too, videos and stuff and articles at newlife.com, but we'll send you a copy of Intimate Deception just for calling in today. Thank you so much for doing so. And the monthly support we get from our Club New Life members helps assure that we can continue providing help to so many people facing hopeless situations. Many who have helped want to give back, like Randy, who writes, I've been free from the bondage of pornography for 10 years thanks to New Life's Every Man's Battle. In addition to recovery groups, church services, and counseling, I believe New Life was essential for my healing. I'm a member of Club New Life because I want others to experience the same miracles I have. God bless you, Randy, as well as all of our monthly supporters. And one of the ways we say thank you to our faithful CNL members is by connecting on a quarterly Zoom call. We've got one coming up in less than 2 weeks. Please register if you haven't already. August 6th, 7 p.m. Central Time. You can get all the details at newlife.com. We'll talk to you next time here on New Life Live. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. God bless.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.